with all the bullish activity that we are seeing, we blew right past 58K. At the time of this recording, we're at like 62.5. All the hopium is out there for everyone to see. Do we hit 200K prior to the halving? Welcome back, everyone. Hey, look, it can't always be doom and gloom on these channels, right? Sometimes we gotta take the wins. We gotta be excited. Yesterday, I recorded a pretty bullish clip, and you know what? It looks like the happiness in the market isn't going away right now. We're actually closing in at 63K USD per Bitcoin. But it looks like there's still some disbelievers out there, but we are making more believers. Anyways, let's dive into it. It looks like Pleb Underground was actually, and the rest of the plebs, right? I'm not going to take full credit for that because many plebs have been saying this, that it takes time for these ETF funds to start moving their money. Okay, it takes time for retail investors to rotate out of their previous investments and start moving capital flows into Bitcoin. And now here we are, I guess it's like a month and a half after, and that is exactly what we think is happening. So let's dive into it. Exec urges JP Morgan CEO to do more homework on Bitcoin. Now, obviously this assumes that Jamie Dimon is being honest and forthcoming when he is dumping on Bitcoin and explaining that he believes it's a scam and that, you know, Satoshi is going to pop out once the 21 millionth Bitcoin is mined. Or, I mean, do we believe that? It depends, right? I would like to say that he knows better and he's just fudding the market, but you know what? Based on what I've seen, it could be hubris. It really could be hubris. Either way, let's continue on. Here we go. Amid the growing anticipation around the Bitcoin halving. No, it's the halvening. Investor predictions are making rounds. Of course. The latest ones come from Anthony Scaramucci, founder of Skybridge Capital. I don't really like Anthony, but whatever. You know, he's got some bullish calls, and we're going to use it today. So here we go. Scaramucci highlighted a historical trend observed over the last 14 years. That's right, guys. Zooming out is not a superpower. Every one of us can do it, okay? Anyways, suggests that BTC's value typically quadruples post-halving. Quadruples, guys. 4x. Anyways, I'm not sure where it'll be on or about April 20th when the halving actually takes place, but let's say it's at 50K. That would imply over 18 months from the halving a $200,000 Bitcoin price. That's right, guys. There you go. Now we're starting to see more of these 200K calls. He attributed this surge to a constrained supply amid burgeoning demand, particularly from new spot ETFs entering the market, which trade at volumes 12 to 14 times the daily network output. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. It doesn't make a difference how much the ETFs trade shares, okay? It's completely irrelevant. These shares are paper Bitcoin. That's all it is, okay? What really matters is how much Bitcoin these ETFs purchase on the open market and they store it, okay? That is really what matters, how much Bitcoin they purchase. And again, right, I'm not going to get into the whole, like, you know, these giant corporations are evil and they're bad for Bitcoin. Yeah, 100%. I don't think that they are necessarily good for Bitcoin. And I mean, if we think for a second that the central bankers wouldn't love to do away with this product and create their own product like this that they could control even more, yes, they would. That's exactly what they would want. But Bitcoin exists, so fuck them. Okay, so this is all they can do. And you know what? As they continue to purchase as much Bitcoin as they can, they are going to raise all of our purchasing power and our ability to store value. We are going to be able to store, those of us who have been holding Bitcoin, who have been storing it in a self-sovereign manner, well, guess what? Our purchasing power goes up. Our ability to store value into the future drastically increases. And with it, so should the quality of our lives. Anyways, The exec also went after Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, and his criticism of Bitcoin. He said, I would just ask him to please do more homework because people like Paul Tudor Jones or Stan Druckenmiller or somebody like Larry Fink who's actually done the homework were perhaps negative on Bitcoin prior to doing the homework. It's a one-way ticket towards Bitcoin if you actually do the homework to fully understand the asset. And this is, I can't disagree with this because I can say that the more research I did, the more bullish I became. And specifically, it had to do with conviction. It had to do with confidence in my own ability to understand what is happening with Bitcoin and the confidence to persist in purchasing it, right? So it's maybe confidence and courage. I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's continue. So here we go. Is Bitcoin more stable than gold? That's right, guys. As the Bitcoin price continues to go up, gold all of a sudden, it gets attention too, but in a much less attractive way. Drawing a comparison to gold, a $6 trillion asset, the Skybridge founder argued that Bitcoin, with its ease of transfer and similar properties, should aspire to reach at least half of gold's market value. Oh, no. It's going to go much higher. This projection suggests an 8-fold increase by 2030. I mean, look, I'll say it right now. I don't know what the timeline will be, but the idea that Bitcoin will overtake gold's market cap, it's not a if, it's just a when. Okay, like that's all it is a when. It has superior properties to gold, and the reality is that the one thing that gold has, which is its material use case for electronics, it's not really like that doesn't justify the price tag that gold has, right? That's, I mean, the utility value there is like $30 an ounce. Anyways. Let's continue. I definitely think Bitcoin eats gold's lunch. So this decentralized, fully transparent currency is definitely going to rise in value. Maybe it won't be the currency standard for the world, but it certainly could replace gold or be alongside gold as a store of value. And this is to me the nail in the coffin right here for gold. Gold ETFs have witnessed around $3.6 billion in outflows. You'll notice the gold bugs aren't telling you this, okay? Look at that, right? You don't see Peter Schiff standing there screaming about this, right? He's not worrying about this. He's not bringing attention to this because this is bad news. And if Peter were to draw attention to how much money is leaving these gold ETFs, that's going to make more people pay attention to Bitcoin. Anyways, it reduces their assets under management to $92.5 billion. Meanwhile, Bitcoin ETFs have seen remarkable inflows amounting to $5 billion, bringing their total assets under management to $37.6 billion. Today, we are cheering, and it is a beautiful day for Bitcoin. Now, do I actually think that we hit these numbers, right? The 200K. So look, this is where FOMO takes place. This is where people end up finding themselves. Not that I believe that there's anything wrong with stacking Bitcoin at whatever price. I mean, look, in the previous cycle, I purchased Bitcoin in the 60Ks. Like that's just how it goes. I wanted, I FOMO'd myself. Now, I'm not suggesting that other people do so, but I just want people to realize Bitcoin has very long cycles, okay? And the euphoria seems like it'll never go away. But what people don't realize is that in the bear markets, to the person that hasn't done their research and hasn't built their conviction, Bitcoin looks like it'll never go up again, okay? So it's important to try to stay grounded, stay focused, okay? Bitcoin is going to do whatever it is going to do. The fact that you are here today and that you're taking the time to understand it, that already puts you ahead of the majority of people. Keep in mind, the institutions are only really beginning now, okay? So this is a very long story that's going to play out. Do your research. Don't get sucked into the FOMO. I know the noise is loud. It's exciting. It draws us all in, okay? Just use it as a meter stick to figure out how euphoric the markets are about what's going on. All right, guys, that does it for today. That's the clip. like, subscribe. I'm going to catch you all tomorrow.